as always, so we just started recording. This is our Forex League live trading sessions. We do these almost every day. Today's June 17th, like I said, Wednesday. So pretty much we want to just get right into it. Over the next hour, we're going to cover all the pairs that me and Nick are looking for today. A lot of free lessons that are going to be you can take away from this, from entries to market structure, to our top-down analysis and everything like that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just post up in the chat. And as always, we'll have a little giveaway at the end. So Nick can get started with DXY. We'll hop right into it and we'll go from there.
All right, guys. So yeah, again, I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday so far. We're always going to start this off looking at the dollar index because, again, it makes up for 80% of all trade. It's a reserve currency of the world. And it's always good to just stop in and kind of see what's going on with the dollar because, again, it does influence a lot of the rest of the market. So, it's good to analyze it, especially on, this 4-hour time frame. So let's go ahead and do what we do best. Start analyzing. Let's find sentiment, to identify sentiment on a higher time frame. So I jumped to the daily, right? Went straight to the daily. And I kind of want to just see, which way this is going. This is clearly bullish, right? Very, very strong bullish channel, good amount of volume, and it's been in this channel since, June 2018. So pretty much 2 years. So it's been in there for quite a while. So let's go ahead and drop to the 4-hour and see what more recent price action is doing. Again, I always cover this here. This was Corona. This huge spike is Corona news. Straight manipulation, complete horse crap. Pretty much just skyrocketing in the dollar from dollar shortage. So yeah, not really. This doesn't have any real weight to it, but this does over here. So post Corona, all this consolidation is kind of just the market trying to recoup, kind of find stable ground, find stability, form normal structure, and that's what this is in here. It's just kind of going sideways. Gave the rest of the market a chance to kind of catch up, form normal structure, and resume some sort of normality. But then we saw some more of these bigger numbers get priced into the market, and it actually pushed the dollar much lower. We saw this steep 4-hour bearish channel, broke out of the range, out of the low of the range around 98.5, broke through this monthly ascending trend line, and out of that, it actually broke out of this ascending channel that we just saw on the daily. So now we're at a key level. Now we're at a very, very key level, which is this monthly support over here, right? So we're looking like we're getting an inverse head and shoulders right now. I'm going to go ahead and just label this for you guys because so you could see it a little easier. So this would be the left shoulder. This would be the head, right? This would be the right shoulder. And then boom. So you guys can see that, right? So this would technically be an inverse head and shoulders. Is it going to continue higher? We'll see. If it needs to break this neckline, which pretty much lines up exactly with this monthly ascending trend line. So we do want to see that break. We are getting some pretty good confirmations here. Big engulfing through the MAs. Testing again, another smaller engulfing there. Bullish engulfing. So it's looking like more bullish than anything else. But for us to continue with a bearish setup, coming out of this 4-hour channel here, we really need to see this monthly break, right? We need to see a lower high below this monthly for us to then think, okay, this is really going to keep going. It's going to keep dropping. This is confirmed now. We broke a key support, tested as resistance. Now we see a lower high. That's really what we need to see for this to, continue lower, especially because, we're at this monthly. So we have to see this in terms of, the higher time frame. This monthly has held so many times. This is clearly a very, very strong level on a higher time frame. So until that breaks, we're just looking for this head and shoulders to play out pretty much and get back up to this 98.5 area before making another accurate forecast as to where price action is going. So that's DXY, guys. Let's keep going here. We're going to move into AU. This one's like so freaking close to entry, and I'll show you guys in a second. It's just the volume died off in the last 24 hours, so it's kind of, just kind of hanging around. But first thing we do is identify sentiment. For the most part on this daily time frame, very bearish, as you can see. Bearish, strong bearish channel. We have this key lower high here at this monthly. Again, this is Corona news that pushed lower. Then we pretty much have an entire retracement of this Corona news. And then we found some rejection at our prior lower high right at this monthly. So this is a good area to be in. It's showing a lot of rejection at this level, which is what we wanted to see. So let's go ahead and zoom in on the 4 hour and kind of see where we're at. All right, so this is that monthly zone we just talked about. This is that rejection of the double top, showing a double top from this level. Very, very good. It actually broke support here, broke the supporting trend line, came back, tested as resistance, and tested the trend line. So, and then it gave us a couple of bearish engulfings. I was going to enter on this bearish engulfing, but this huge wick presented itself. So, not really a great idea. You never really want to enter on giant wicks because it shows exhaustion and it's not showing conviction. We want to see a candle that has pretty much no wick, that says there's conviction here, that the sellers are here to stay, and that we can make a pretty good confident trade based off of. So like this was not it. Huge rejection. Then you can see volume just died. This is a 4 hour. Each of these is a 4 hour candle. There's like, what range is this in pips? Like 10 pip range per candle. It's not even anything. So this volume completely died off. But it is testing at resistance again, right at 0.69. So to be honest with you, if I saw a bearish engulfing right through the MAs and little to no wick, that'd be good enough to enter on for me. And then I'm targeting lower towards 0.675. And then again, we're looking for, another break of this support level, something like this, right? Enter on the lower high. Again, you could add to this position if we do get a break and retest, plus this confirmed lower high. While this other trade is running, you could add to that, and that would be a really, really great trade. But yeah, for right now, this thing is like a few steps away from entry. Just literally a couple confirmations, and we're good to go. So let's just jump up to the daily real quick, see if this makes sense. You can always bounce around timeframes too. If you see like a potential trade on a 4 hour, jump to the daily, see if it makes sense. See if it kind of fits all timeframes. You're not just pulling a trade out of your ass. You know what I mean? Like, you want to make sure everything lines up. There's actual reason behind your trade. So I jump to the daily. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense because again, if it pushes lower, this is a key level here. It'll actually pull back through the MAs to the 0.675 area. So that's a great level, and potentially lower towards our weekly. So yes, this all makes sense so far. And, we'll just reanalyze as we get there. So this is looking pretty good. AU's shaping up pretty nicely. I like what I'm seeing. Go and get rid of this. Okay, so then next, guys, is AJ. Let's go. All right, very, very similar to AU. First thing we do, jump to the daily, see if anything's changed. Very bearish, as we can see off the bat. We zoom in again, just like AU, guys. We're at a key monthly level. We pretty much had a 100% retracement from our prior lower high, so that's where we're at, right? Now we're back testing this lower high, this area, right at the monthly. Great sign. This was that Corona news spike. Here's the pullback. Let's drop to a 4 hour. All right, so very strong 4 hour bullish trend, as we know. But we actually caught a trade on this one last week. This was a head and shoulders pattern. We caught it on this flag over here. Let me zoom in a little more. All right, so we caught the trade on this flag, right? This was a little new spike, gave us rejection, closed below the flag, closed outside the flag, confirming the continuation. We entered, targeted all the way down towards this trend line down here. So that was very good. But now it came back and tested this structure level right at 745, right, 74.5. Tested it and then gave us exactly what we saw in AU, this huge bearish candle, but a large wick, right? Not what we want to see. Not good enough to enter on. But right now we had a little bit of a few indecision candles, low volume. We did have a little bullish engulfing here, which isn't great, but we are at the neckline. We are at a key area. So if we do see a huge bearish engulfing or, an evening star here, again, would be really, really nice, or some more exhaustion. Something that just hints at conviction to the downside, right? Something that says, hey, this is going short. We're falling out of this channel. Or we're falling, this channel right here, I'll show you. This little ascending channel right here. Right, we want to see this break. Right, something that gets below this level, something like, bearish engulfing again, then we can target lower. Then we can target this trend line again, and then all the way down to this weekly. So this is what we were just waiting on. We're honestly just waiting on this to play out. Let me go ahead and move this over. Yeah, we're a few confirmations away from entry on this one as well. So it's looking good, looking good. Let's go ahead and jump to the daily, see if this makes sense. Right, so the next key level of support is this 70 handle down here, right where this weekly is. Looking good. I honestly think it's very likely that we'll get there, especially if we see some confirmations on the the 4 hour, 1 hour, and so on. And let's just go ahead and get a range of how many potential pips this could be. So we know that we're looking at a 3-0 risk to reward. If we did get in right here, we're looking at 400 plus pips. Again, this is AJ. AJ is super volatile. It moves a lot. So with a 400 pip TP, we're looking at 100 pip stop loss. So just be aware of that. Okay, so this is AJ. Looking pretty good. Again, just to remind you guys, we always post our premium analyses in Discord here. So let me show you. Premium analyses, we'll always post them in here as we're getting close to entry. I put out a few yesterday. So if you are in those premium services, that's where we'll be posting these lower time frames, like the 1 hour chart, the 30-minute. We'll be posting them in there. Okay, so let's keep going. We're on EU now. Let's go to the daily. Identify sentiment. Very bearish, huge bearish channel. No contesting that. It's pretty clear. If we scroll in, okay, so this is the Corona crap. All this right here, this huge ripsaw volatility, that's Corona. And then right after Corona, we have this consolidation, right? So this was good. We caught some trades in here. Again, as the market was just trying to catch a breather, kind of, find some ground. This is what it was doing. It was just going sideways. And then we got a higher low, and then a huge morning star on this daily time frame, and then price action just took off, absolutely took off. Let's go to the 4 hour. We already know that this is a 4 hour bullish trend. If we just look left, super steep, lots of volume coming into the market. So that's good to see. Now we found price stalling in this area. It didn't quite make it to the monthly area around 1.15. We did want to see it get there, but it just didn't. So we did see it reject a little earlier, right around 1.1425. So about 75 pips earlier than the monthly, which isn't bad. But now it's looking like we're getting a head and shoulder. So look, left shoulder, neckline, head, right shoulder, boom. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. If it does break this, I'm looking for this exact trade path, and this could be a huge trade. So look, I want to see a little bit. I want to see closure a little bit lower, a significant closure. This isn't cutting it. It needs to get much lower than that. Potentially all the way down to 1.1175 before coming back for the retest and then giving a second firm lower high. A lot of potential there. But nonetheless, we'll be targeting this weekly, right around 1.1045. Let's go ahead and see what this short position would look like. Let's say we do get that, right? This is a confirmed head and shoulders. We get the break. We get the retest. We're entering on the lower high. Now we're targeting the weekly all the way down here, around about 190 pips. Okay? That's what we're targeting. And your stop loss would probably be around 60 pips, right? Protect yourself. It depends how high this lower high forms. If this lower high forms directly in this zone, 60 pips is a good enough stop. You may need to crank it up to maybe 70 or 80. Okay, so let's just leave it at 80 for this in this scenario, just outside the 23.6. Whoops, let's see. Okay, so yeah, 2.3 risk to reward, 190 pips, risking 80 pips. Very good trade. It could potentially go lower. Let's just zoom out and see where the likeliness of this happening. So it's looking very likely. The 200 EMA is down there. We're making a cross through the MAs right now. Good sign. Couple bearish variations in here. Nice bearish engulfing. So this is looking pretty good. Definitely looking pretty good. You potentially could get anywhere between this weekly and this 1.1 handle, which is structure, is where we'll be targeting. Anywhere in there. Anywhere between 180 and 220 pips. Okay, and then potentially lower. If it breaks back into this channel, what do we want to see? You want to see significant closure, lower high confirmation, preferably some fibs in there as well, as we're making that transition, and then we're targeting towards the downside once again. Okay, so that's EU, guys. Looking pretty damn good, I think. Again, a couple confirmations before entry. Next is EJ. Let me just grab a tissue real quick. Be right back.
Yeah, so EU's lining up with GU right now. I'm gonna go over GU in a second. For all you guys that are in here, we're gonna do a little giveaway. So if you're in the Discord chat, just drop your Discord name in there. I'm gonna get the giveaway going after the session. If you guys aren't in the Discord, I'm gonna throw the Discord link in here right now. You guys can join up. So we'll get a little giveaway going. I'll announce at the end of the session. So Nick is going over a lot of the minor pairs right now. I'm gonna hit the major pairs next, and yeah, so we'll get back into it. What do you want, EJ right now?
Yeah, easy. Thanks, Angelo. Appreciate
All
it.
right, cool.
All right, work. All right, so guys, what do we do? Jump to the daily, try and identify sentiment. Again, this is EJ on the daily here. So this is a huge bearish channel. Just look at the volume. You can just see how far apart these trend lines are. You can tell that this is a high volume, channel. Very, very high volume. Super, super bearish. It does like making these huge legs and then pulls back a huge amount. So I just keep that in mind. All JPY pairs are, typically very volatile, especially AJ and EJ. So we always just keep that in mind. All right, let's drop to the 4-hour and see what's going on. All right, super strong 4-hour bullish trend, huge volume. It's practically straight up for most of it. Like all of this here is just straight up, absolutely insane. But we are at a key level right now, right around 1235, 123.5, right here. Right, we saw massive rejection from there. Price action rapidly hit this level. Like look how quickly volume stepped in and pushed price action up to this level, and then boom, it just stopped on a dime pretty much. Gave us a nice curve transition, lots of wicks, lots of indecision candles, and then price action just dropped. It came right up to this. It's basically 124, 124, and then reversed. Right, minor head and shoulders in here. This pattern's been presenting itself a lot, guys. I mean, that typically happens too after a huge push, huge amount of volume steps in the market. That's typically what you'll see. Oops, this is going a little crazy. So okay, you get the point. This is the head and shoulders right here. Kind of obscure looking one, but nonetheless could be considered one. The neckline would be this 38.2. It finally broke it, tested again, and then came back through. So, I mean, this isn't the cleanest. I did want to see just cleaner rejection from this weekly level. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So yeah, we're kind of in like a little bit of a channel here like this. See this? A little bit of an ascending channel. So what we want to see, we could see it pop back up and touch this level once again, followed by huge bearish setups. That would be nice. And then we could take a little minor trade in here, something like that. Protect ourselves outside this, do a little 60 pip for 120 roughly. Yeah, just thereabout. So this would be the first part of the trade, right? 120 pips, risking 60. And then, ideally we want to get below the 119.850 area, which is also the 61.8 for this daily fib. But, it would be nice to see it pop out of that, break lower, give us a lower high, and then we're shorting back down towards our monthly. This is where the big ass trade comes in. If this happens here, we get this confirmed lower high. We're looking to target 300 pips lower down towards our monthly around 116.5. So this could be a massive trade again. It does line up with EU pretty well. But let's go ahead and see if this makes sense in the daily, right? So assuming we're sticking with this bearish sentiment, assuming we're going to get a bearish continuation on this daily time frame, we're just looking for these breaks, and then it could drop right down to this monthly, which we saw test as support many, many times. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. I mean, the way that this has been going so far, like look, after every big, like this is a huge leg, kind of hits the bottom twice and then comes back for a real deep fib level and then drops, consolidates, and then breaks through a support level. That's exactly what we're seeing right now, right? So we got tested once, came back up, tested again, came back, formed a new high, and then it could drop lower near the monthly, consolidate, and then dump below the monthly. So we could see that happen. Definitely possible. It's done it before, so it's not unlikely. But we're just gonna wait on these confirmations. All right.
Oh yeah.
Looking pretty good. All right, so now I'm gonna cover gold, and then Angela's gonna take it over. All right, guys, gold. The favorite pair, right? All right, so super bullish. I'm sorry, super bullish. It has been for a very long time. But I want to bring you guys your attention to a key level, this monthly right here, which was resistance, monthly resistance, multiple times, finally broke, and then is turned into support. And this level has been holding so significantly. So let's go to the 4-hour and kind of take a look. So gold has been kind of consolidating in this area, but it also has been respecting this support level. So this is the most key area that's kind of holding this trend right now. So right now it's kind of just building up steam. We're getting these little breaks to the upside. The highest we saw was 1740, I believe. Or no, what is this up here? 1765. So that's pretty high. We saw 1765 hit, and then it came back down all the way back down to 1675, which was our monthly. We had this little descending channel here, and then it finally broke out. Now we found some support. I'm sorry, we found some rejection at the 50%, 200 EMA. And now currently, this, like literally within this hour, we're finding some support at the 38 too. So this could be potential trade. I'm actually going to drop to the 1 hour for you guys on this one, because I did mark this up already on the 1 hour. So it was forming a little bit of a box pattern. I was waiting for this to break to the upside, especially after all these wicks, so much exhaustion, but it didn't. It just kind of dropped lower. It popped out of this box. So now we got to, erase some things, kind of reanalyze and figure out where we're going. I did put an alert right here at 1733, because if it does break this structure level right here at 1730, this little resistance level, I want to see it break, retest, enter on a lower high, and then I'm targeting long towards 1800. So, I mean, right now, we do need to see a lot. I still need to see it get above this level right here, 1730. But other than that, I mean, it's still looking very bullish. Nothing here is really saying, hey, the bears are stepping in. Yeah, so we're just kind of waiting on some confirmation for this one. I want to get in on a higher low, and then I'm targeting 1800. So let's go ahead and jump to the 4 hour. Does this make sense? Let's see. Absolutely makes sense. We're getting a little higher low right here on the 4 hour. Now we just need some confirmations, giving us conviction that this is going to go higher. Something that's going to give us some good amount of confidence that this is a long opportunity, that it is going to go to 1800. So we're just waiting on those confirmations currently. All right. So quick recap, guys. I covered DXY, AU, AJ, EU, EJ, and gold. Now I'm going to pass it off to Angelo. He's going to get into some of the majors for you guys.
Again, if you guys want to enter in on the giveaway, just put your name in the chat. Put your Discord name in the chat. If you guys aren't in the Discord, you could join. I dropped the link in there. I'm going to get up over onto my chart. So we're going to cover, as always, I've got my watch list over here. Let me just get set up. Boom. So I got my watch list over here, all my major pairs that I'm going to be following, for today. I'm really looking at GU. I entered an early position on this earlier in the week. So now I'm trying to just maintain this. Let's just start on the weekly. As always, what me and Nick do is we do our top down. So we start from a higher time frame and work our way down, because we want to know where the overall volume is. You don't want to be taking trades against the overall volume in the market, or else you're going to get pretty much waxed. So on this weekly time frame, what I see is we made this low, we made this lower high, retested these highs. We just retested this low. Obviously, a lot of bullish momentum coming off of this zone. And these are our monthly and weekly key levels that I place. These are the main levels that I'm looking for the market to reject. And all these levels mean is previously, when these levels were hit, a lot of orders came in, as we can see with this one. A lot of consolidation here, then it fell off, and then this level rejected back to the upside, and right here support. So these are definitely the main levels that I'm looking for price to either reject or respect. So on this weekly time frame last week, formed this reversal candle. I was thinking that we're overall we are bearish in the sense that we're below this 200-day. We're below this lower high. We are pulling back. The daily time frame has shifted slightly. So let's go down to the daily, take a look. So the daily time frame, we originally, before this week, had our fib placed from our high to our low, and then we came all the way back up to the 618 area to retest, fell through, came up to retest again, fell through. This was our lower high. And as you can see, that actually broke. That actually broke right here. So that actually broke and formed a new high. So this is where things get, kind of confusing, and you guys can't let yourselves, you gotta use the higher time frames to really get a better picture. On the weekly time frame, we are at this monthly level resistance. I'm looking for that lower high to form. There's a huge move that potentially could come into the market soon. But on this daily time frame, we just broke bullish. We just made a new high. Now we're pulling back. Could we potentially find support here? Sure. But what I was thinking was, because of the fact that we were in this, in this blue area, this monthly key level, what was I looking for? I was looking at 1 hour structure. So I saw this high right here, this high or low, and we climbed all the way back up, this high or low, retested, high or low, retested or formed a new high, and then we broke this level. So we broke below. This was a trade last week that we took advantage of, broke below, formed this new low. Then we came up, and my entry on this was pretty simple. We came up to retest this lower high right here, then we double topped. So it was like one top, two, this bearish engulfing, through the moving averages at this key level. So there's a lot of confluence here, for us. So that was the entry on GU. Right now I just have stops at break even. So if this trade comes back to entry, what that means is currently I will not make any profit. I will just be stopped out, no profit, whatever. Because I'm looking for the overall move to continue. I'm looking for this to continue lower. So I am trying to maintain this trade. Possible entries, coming up down to this 30-minute time frame. We gave this in premium analysis. I was waiting to signal this, a little bit. Sounds like a Netflix stop. I was looking to signal this a little bit more, or I was looking to signal this, but at the same time, like there is potential entries on the 30-minute, but because of us just accumulating and sort of failing to like really break lower right now, I'm gonna wait. We could potentially pop up right here, but we are just maintaining below this 200-day. If you guys wanted to get aggressive, entries on this 30-minute would be anything like this. This is an entry right here, this retest and then bearish variation through the moving averages, something even like this, this bearish engulfing and then this following candle variation. And then you can put your stops like sort of at this level right here, so you'd have a little bit wide, depending on where your entry would be. This is 60 pip stops, about 60 pip stops. And then you'd be targeting, this target all the way down here, these lows. So, this would be your first target, and then you would try to exit or target lower. So like Nick was saying, there's not really much volume in the market right now, so we're kind of just waiting to see how things shake out at the moment. For one reason or another, the volume has slowed up over the last day or so, so it has been accumulating. So there's a big move that's going to come. I'm going to keep this, on the watch list. We'll see if we could potentially get an entry out to the people in the signals chat. So let's go over now to UCAD. UCAD is at a crazy spot right now. Let's just, as always, start on the weekly, and we can work our way lower. On this weekly time frame, we were at this high. Now where are we? We just retested these highs right here. We could potentially be forming a weekly high or low. A weekly high or low. This was an uptrend, formed this high. We're looking to break down now into this low. That's where we are now. We're at this low, but we're rejecting this monthly level resistance. So that's what I'm thinking through. I'm thinking, what structure? Structure is bullish. Where are we in structure? We're at a potential high or low. Where are we in regards to these key levels? We are currently rejecting, this key level right here. So as I start to bump down, I'm telling myself, okay, what time frame can I see structure for this area, fairly clearly? We got the daily there. We got the 4 hour. So the 4 hour is really where I can see structure pretty clearly. 4 hour time frame, I've got this low was broken. We came down all the way to form this low. Didn't pull back really at all until this level. Now we're getting, more of a pullback here. We're getting more of a pullback. Moving averages just crossed. So this is really forming like a 4 hour level of like key level of structure right here. This is a 4 hour key level of structure, boom, which is significant for us because with it in mind that the weekly is bullish, now what I'll be looking for is until this 4 hour level breaks, I will still be looking for sells. I will still be looking for sells in the sense that this 4 hour is bearish. This 4 hour red over blue. Now we're in our first pullback. If I were to bring on my fib from my high to my low, we're at 38.2 right now. You know what I'm saying? So definitely in an area of confluence. Let's talk about, entries. So let's come down to the 30-minute time frame. We were sort of, running through this earlier in the week. we had this level was made right here. We had these highs. I want to actually pump up to the 1 hour. It'll just be a little bit more clear for us. So we had this level was made. This is, in this 1 hour trend right here, basically what happened was we broke this level, 1, 2, 3, mainly from this variation, formed this new high, higher low right here, formed this high, pulled back, and we had a minor, we had a break. We had a break here, break lower. Now, what's going on here is we could potentially get short on this. I'm just waiting for a little bit more confirmation. We're below this level. We got to see, USD, what's the strength of USD right now. So this could be a potential entry short, which is obviously inverse to our DU trade. So this is something that I'm gonna watch on for this week. A lot of consolidation going on right now. If I bump down to the 30-minute, we can also kind of see, it's going to come onto here, that this is descending right here. And then we've got this bottom that's forming right there. Boom. So this is like sort of a descending triangle that we have going on at the moment. So these are normally continuational patterns. How will I take an entry on this? I will basically wait for the break below this bottom. As soon as this breaks, that is when we're gonna, shake loose. So we're gonna get our entries on, and then where are we gonna target? First target is gonna be this previous, high that had broken. So if I'll drag this across, that's gonna be where our target is on this trade. So that's UCAD. I'll update this today for people that is in the signals and in the analysis. Let's go over to USD CHF. So let's pop over USD CHF. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is bearish. We've been talking about this being bearish on literally every live session forever. This level had broken right here. We retested it again. We obviously formed this low. Let's just focus in on where we are right now at the moment. Last week formed huge wick, rejecting this weekly level of support right here. So I need to get down now. With it in mind that we just rejected that pretty significantly, I need to now get down to a lower time frame so I can see sort of what's going on. So let me bump down to the daily time frame. Daily time frame broke this level of support right here. Boom. And now we're just at this low. But this is obviously a trend right here going on a lower time frame. So I'm just going to get to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour time frame, we can clearly identify right now. I'm going to just clean this up a little bit for us. We can very clearly identify some lows and some lower highs. So we had this low right here, this lower high, this low, this lower high, this low, and now we're looking to form that next lower high. We actually just got some nice confirmation right now at this level. We're looking for these moving averages to cross and everything like that. So I am watching this one very closely. USD CHF, pretty much what I'm watching is right in this area. I'm going to bump down to an entry time frame because think about it. Every single time this moving average has crossed, that's when it starts to make its move. So right now, that's what's going on. So that's what you guys got to realize with structure is that is what we're looking for. So down to this 30-minute time frame, what does this all mean? Down to the 30-minute time frame, this is kind of how I'm seeing the 30-minute right now. This can be a little bit confusing based on my rules and based on how I look for entries. But just looking left, we basically broke this low. Boom. We made this lower low, made this lower high, made this low, and then we broke back bullish. We broke bullish. So at this point, I would bump up time frames. I'd bump back up. But because of the 4 hour, what we're seeing, I wanted to come back down, see if there's any potential entries. And the only thing I'm seeing at the moment is we still have a long ways to go. We still have to break this demand zone right here. This was previously a level of structure that was made. We need to get below there for me to consider to take shorts comfortably. This would be very early in the trend if I were to take shorts here. that would just be very aggressive according to my plan or what I look for. So I'm gonna wait until this actually gets below this level, up on this 4 hour. Obviously, we're crossing a little bit. We just had a bearish engulfing, but we got to break those candles down, guys. It's about multiple time frames, breaking the candles down to the lower time frame. What am I seeing on the lower time frame? This broke bullish. This broke, made this high. Now we're pulling back. We need to break this low. We need to get below this 200-day. So that's another pair that I will update in the signals chat or the analysis chat. Let's bump over to NU. Let's go all the way up to the weekly time frame. This is what I'm thinking on NU. Weekly time frame trend line has been bearish. We got this resistance level that I grabbed on the daily. We're looking to get short again, similar to this, similar to this, similar to this. We're looking to get short again. We could consolidate up in this area. Don't get me wrong, quite a bit. Considering how overextended this is right now, we got to see what happens down to the daily time frame. Just looking at structure on the daily, just because this is a higher high right here doesn't mean I'm looking along against this weekly trend. I'm looking to get short. Weekly confirmations are strong right now, but we are in between two key levels. This monthly level that I have, we're finding support at, and then we've got this daily resistance level, minor but still relevant in the sense that we just rejected it pretty sharply, and that's based on resistance, support here, resistance here. So that is what we're rejecting in that trend line right now. If I were to go down to the 1 hour, what would I have to see on this 1 hour time frame sort of to get short? We had seen this. Okay, let's look left. We were ascending, obviously, very dramatically. We had this pullback, higher low, made this high, had this pullback, not as significant, made this high, pullback, higher low here, made this high, pullback, higher low here, in the sense that we pushed back through, and then we broke. We were looking for potential shorts here, and because of how strong this level was, we got stopped. We pulled back further than we had hoped, which is completely fine, but I'm still looking to take advantage of short opportunities, and this is actually good. So right now we are pulling back, moving average is just crossed. So what I will do is I will mark off this zone right here. These are some lows. I'm going to mark this off in red. So these are some lows that need to be broken right here. I'm going to drag this across. This is that level of support that was broken and now is being retested multiple times, grabbing a lot of orders out of that area. So basically what we need to happen on this to take a trade, like quite frankly, is we just need to break below this level now, because let me explain with the, what am I thinking? Why am I going to take the entry is because momentum shifted bullish right here, meaning that these moving averages cross. All the moving averages tell us is momentum. Momentum is bullish, blue over red. Momentum is bearish, red over blue. But overall, this is bullish. Now, right now, we just shifted, momentum shifted bullish. I'm looking to get short. As soon as this bullish momentum breaks, I could consider taking short or entries right away, or if I wanted to confirm, I can wait for that first lower high. Those are the two rules of entries that we teach. Either breakout based on shift of momentum, or retest. Wait lower high, and then the lower high forms with the moving average again. So that's sort of how we teach entries and everything like that. So yeah, with NU, we're just gonna wait, break lower, retest, entry, depending on how that sort of shakes out. Let's go over to UJ. This thing has been consolidating quite a bit. Let's hit the weekly time frame. We are bearish in the sense that we are below this 200-day moving average. We broke this low to form this low. We pulled back, formed this lower high right here. Now let's get down to our daily and sort of see structure a little bit more clearly. Last week formed a weekly bearish engulfing, which is telling me more sellers are in the market than buyers right now. Daily time frame, we went over this plenty. This high to this low for our fibs, came up, retest 88.6, and then we came down, formed this like higher low, pulled back, this became structure for us. And if you guys were on the call last week, we had broken bullish. This broke bullish, and I was saying, this is daily structure. This is daily structure. This needs to break. And then what happened? We were waiting for the test. This respected it. So shorts all the way down back into this monthly level. That's where we are now. So with it in mind that the daily is bearish, the weekly is bearish. Let's look at the 4-hour. We went over this yesterday. The 4-hour is now bearish. We just broke this level. So 4-hour made this low. Now we're pulling back. We're trying to find that first lower high. So this thing could continue higher. This thing could continue higher. Momentum hasn't shifted yet, but we are maintaining below this level right now, which is definitely pretty major. So I'm just going to wait on this kind of a little bit more. Like as I get down into the 1-hour, I don't like what I see entirely. But yesterday we marked this off. I need to wait for a break below all of these. These are some higher lows on the 1-hour that are forming. Higher low forms here, then all of these higher lows. These need to break, and then we need to get short on that. So that is UJ, potential entries on that. But this I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Let's just bump back up to NU. So all like Nick said, there's a lot of opportunity today in the market. We just have to be patient. We have to wait for volume sort of to kick in. And yeah, and once things are there, we'll just take, entries as they come. Let's do one more. Let's just hop over to GJ. Yeah, Palace being there. Yeah, there's some news coming out today too. I'm trying to keep up on that. On the weekly time frame, we are bearish in the sense that we formed this low, formed this lower high, retested this low. Now we're pulling back, potential lower high coming. We just rejected, this level right here, this weekly level of resistance. Let's get down to the daily. Daily time frame, guys, broke bullish. We were in this fib. We rejected 50% level, fell through, then this surged. So I'm going to take off this fib now. That fib's not relevant. On the weekly, we are looking to get bearish. Now, what I will do is I need some sort of 4-hour trend to shift. I need the 4-hour to break for me to get back with that weekly trend. So this needs to break right here. On the 4-hour, this is bullish in the sense that we made this high, pulled back, made this high, pulled back. Now we're making this lower high. So if this breaks, we can definitely get short on this. At the moment, if we wanted to be more aggressive, just because we're at a weekly key level right now, I could hit the 30-minute and I could say, where would I potentially take a trade on the 30-minute? And that would be right here. So we're getting, the 30-minute made this low, pulled back, made this lower high, made this low, pulled back. We respected this level, a little bit of a fake out at the top, but we are still bearish. We're still bearish in this. We're rejecting this right now. So this could be a potential entry depending how all this closes. I would put stops above that level. First target would be here. And then as always, I'd bump up to the higher time frame and I would look and say, okay, our next target can be that level, which on the daily is just this daily support, resistance, indecision. So that would just be some daily level that I'm looking to hit. So that is all of the analysis that I have for you guys today. We obviously went over a ton of shit. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post in the chat, but this is going to be reposted, again on YouTube if you guys want to look it over. Like Nick said, for everyone that's interested in the actual course, we got the signals chat, the analysis. This is where we're posting every day. I'm going to post a bunch of stuff in here from the live session today. And if you guys are interested in getting involved with that, we had been running like a 149 sale, but that's over. There was 10 spots. Those already got snatched up. But today we're about to kick off another sale today for our full course. So normally it's $4.99. We're about to do 40% off for just 10 spots only. So if you guys are interested in the full course, everything that's included, which is, obviously the videos, signals, one-on-ones, the trading plan, private chat, everything listed here, pictured here is included. If you guys have questions about this, feel free to shoot me and Nick a message after this chat. The best way to message us is in Discord, guys. So Instagram's tough, gets packed. So be it in the Discord chat. You know, in here, you just come up to this top left, start a conversation, and just type in Forex League help, and that's where you guys can get in contact with us. So again, you know, little sale, nothing crazy going on today. So if you guys are interested in that, you know, get involved. I'm about to copy everyone for the giveaway. So I'm gonna get everybody in for the giveaway. We got a lot of people today. I'm gonna announce that after the chat. And yeah, we'll get back at it again tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Let me unmute. Same time, 9 a.m. tomorrow. And yeah, you guys, you know, want in on this deal, just feel free to shoot us a message.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And thank you guys for staying for this session. Definitely take advantage, as Angelo said, only 10 spots. But, you know, we'll see you guys in the community. And stick around for this giveaway. Good luck to everybody.
Fuck yeah. All right, yeah. Have a good day, everybody.
Peace, guys.